Baguio has always been one of the top destinations in the Philippines, especially among tourists trying to escape the heat and the jolt of the bustling capital. Thanks to its chilly temperature, pine-dominated landscapes, and overall romantic atmosphere, this mountain city offers a quick and accessible respite any day of the year. Although a highly urbanized city, Baguio retains some of its rustic charm in spots. From natural sites to modern ones, Baguio has something to offer to each type of traveler. Hey there, poor traveler! We are Vince and Josh, and in this video, we're sharing with you some of the best things to do and places to visit in and around Baguio City. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified when we upload new travel videos. Camp John Hay. This is my favorite place in all of Baguio. When I was young and I conjured up images of Baguio in my head, they looked exactly like Camp John Hay and its thick blanket of pine trees. It was established in 1903 as a rest and recreation station exclusively for the US Armed Forces in the Philippines. At the height of World War II, it was bombed by the Japanese but fell back in the hands of the Americans in 1945. Almost 50 years later, it was turned over to the Philippine government, which transformed it into a tourist site. There's a lot to enjoy here, including the following: Yellow Trail, also known as Forest Bathing Trail, a 1.5-kilometer easy hiking path that will lead you through and around the pine forest. The trek takes around 2 hours. You can do it in two ways. The usual route is generally uphill, starting at Le Monet Hotel and ending at Scout Hill. If you don't think you have the stamina, you can do it the other way around instead. That's what we did, but we still thoroughly enjoyed it because it's a lot easier.
Pagod na. What if yung paakyat yung pinili namin na daan? Baka si Yosh hinihika na, ako humandusay na lang.
Cemetery of Negativism, also called the Lost Cemetery, this fascinating graveyard was commissioned in the early 1980s by the base's commanding general, John Hightower. It is a symbolic site for the burning of negativities, whether their thoughts, emotions, or attitude. The tombstones were inscribed with the witty eulogies, which are often sprinkled with a dash of sarcasm. Camp John Hay's picnic area. There are picnic tables for rent for 200 pesos for the first 3 hours and 300 pesos if you go beyond that. You can bring your own food and enjoy a meal or snack under the pine canopy. Bell House, which used to be the official vacation residence of the Commanding General of the Philippines, but today it houses a museum featuring American colonial architecture. Treetop Adventures, where you can enjoy thrilling rides like the Superman ride or zip line, canopy ride, and the tree drop, which is harnessed free fall. La Trinidad. La Trinidad is not a part of Baguio City. It is, in fact, a separate municipality. But because it lies just next to the city and is easily accessible from there, it is often included in Baguio itineraries. Here are some of the most popular attractions in La Trinidad. La Trinidad Strawberry Farm. While Baguio is almost synonymous with strawberries, the most visited strawberry farm is actually in La Trinidad, 30 minutes away. Here you'll find plots of strawberries alongside vegetables and flowers. You can buy strawberries here for 250 to 300 pesos per kilo, or if you want to pick the berries yourselves, prepare to shell out additional 200 pesos. Colors of Stobosa, which is a community project that became one of the newest attractions in La Trinidad. More formally referred to as Stobosa Hillside Homes artwork, it is basically a cluster of hillside houses painted in various colors by the designers of Tamawan Village. Stobosa stands for Stone Hill, Utiutiu, and Sadyap, the three sitios that make up the giant artwork.
Ang tawag nila dito is Valley of Colors. Ayan, nakita niyo naman sa background ko. Ganda, colorful. Yung mga pintura na nakita niyo sa mga bahay na to, yung mga may-ari nag-paint kung ano gusto nilang color. Pinturan yung bahay nila.
Bell Church, a Chinese temple run and managed by a Filipino-Chinese religious organization established by immigrants from Canton or Guangzhou in 1960. Around Baguio City Center. Burnham Park is perhaps Baguio's most well-known attraction. When you see it on the map, it doesn't look much, but in reality, it is huge. Within its expanse are several smaller places of interest. The Melvin Jones Grandstand is the most visible, but if you walk around, you'll also see the children's playground and the orchidarium, among others. There's a lot of activities to enjoy here, mostly catering to families. You can rent a swan boat so you can paddle across Burnham Lagoon, or you can rent a bike or go-kart and ride around the park. Here are the rental rates. Baguio Night Market, which is located along Harrison Road. Whether you want to score bargain items or fill your tummy with street food without digging deeper into your pocket, consider a visit to this vibrant street market. Baguio Cathedral. Officially named Our Lady of the Atonement Cathedral, this hilltop church overlooks Session Road and the busy downtown streets. It follows a neo-Romanesque architectural style that features twin belfries and stained glass windows. The Baguio Botanical Garden is another popular destination in the city. It's a great place to relax and surround yourself with greenery without going too far from the city center. This is also pretty vast, so expect a lot of walking. Wright Park, which was named after Governor General Luke Edward Wright. Wright Park is an ideal site for horseback riding because of its proximity to the city center and the number of available horses to choose from. It is also very close to our next item on the list, which is the mansion. Built in 1908, it serves as the official summer palace of the President of the Philippines. Right across the mansion is a long pond, the far end of which is a favorite photo spot. Baguio Food Trip. Baguio takes pride in its robust local culinary scene. Making the most of the abundance of ingredients of the region, the locals came up with lots of innovative ways to showcase their love for food. Here are some of the most notable. Ililikha Artists Village. The very peculiar Ililikha Artists Village is a treehouse-themed food park built by artist and filmmaker Kidlat Tahimik. The place highlights the importance of preserving nature and culture through arts and food. The homegrown restaurants serve healthy, preservative-free, and organic food, including Balbacqua, Leandro's Bistro, Little Milky Way Vegan Cafe, Oh My Gulay, and many others. Cafe by the Ruins. This iconic restaurant closed down after a terrible fire a few years ago, but it has reopened not long after. It's best known for serving a modern take on local fare, including pinikpikan, a traditional chicken soup, and Baguio Bagnet, which is pork double fried to a crisp and served with patas bagoong. Aside from the homegrown restaurants, Baguio also has a diverse buffet of international flavors, including the following. We will create a separate video about these restaurants with more details, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified. Good Taste Cafe and Restaurant, which is an institution in Baguio's food scene. We can't count the number of times we have dined here because it's cheap, it's fast, and it's open 24/7. Any waiter we ask mentioned the butter chicken as their best seller, but it's their siomai and noodles that we like the best in their extensive menu. Canto, which we loved even when the ketchup food community was still a thing. When it closed permanently, they now have their own place which offers a smorgasbord of international options from pizzas to steaks, but our faves are their generous servings of lomo ribs and beef pochero. Yes Pho, an unassuming Vietnamese hole-in-the-wall that serves bowls of authentic pho that is perfect for the cold Baguio evenings. Lemon and Olives, a Greek taverna situated a little bit away from the hustle of the city but is worth the trip for many. There are a lot of items on their menu, but we ended up ordering their salads, moussaka, and souvlaki. Craft 1945, a bar tucked in an old house in the outskirts of the city. It is partly managed by the famous Baguio Craft Brewery, but don't worry, even if you don't drink, you might still find something to enjoy on their Spanish menu. Don't leave Baguio without trying strawberry taho and strawberry ice cream. You can find these everywhere in the city, especially in the vicinity of popular tourist spots including Burnham Park and Session Road. For our foreign listeners, taho is a distinct Pinoy snack made of silken soybean curd, brown syrup, and tapioca. Baguio puts a local twist by adding strawberry, which is a fruit that the city is probably most known for. Other attractions. Bencab Museum, which is actually located in the town of Tuba, but it's just a short drive from the Baguio city center. The museum houses the works of Benedicto Reyes Cabrera, a national artist for visual arts, and other Filipino contemporary art masters. Set at the base of a verdant hill, the Bencab Museum is not just a place to appreciate art but also reflect. Here are other places you might want to check out when you're in Baguio. If you need more information about traveling around Baguio, you'll find a comprehensive travel guide with a sample Baguio itinerary on our blog, www.thepoortraveler.net, or check out the link in the description. If you have questions, make good use of the comment section below. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just look for @ThePoorTraveler, single L. You may also follow and tune in to the Poor Traveler podcast on Spotify. That's all for now. Remember, plan smart, travel safe, and make every trip worth it.